An anthology about the bad, the short lived, and the forgotten shows and events in television history. This is It Was a Thing on TV.
Punisher! Control!
Hey, before I change my mind!
I give you Super Train.
Episode 497, submission number 566. Sara.
Hold on a second, Chico. We're going to be talking about the Starship music video, Sara?
I wish. Grace Slick was Mickey Thomas's mama in that video.
Yeah, and you know who his girlfriend was in that video?
Who?
Mike, you want to say it?
No, I want you to say it.
All right, Rebecca De Mornay.
I was just going to just start randomly singing, Sarah, Sarah.
No joke, we watched the video before we started recording, and you could just see Mickey Thomas get so depressed, like, oh man, I had Rebecca De Mornay. She was so hot, and now she's broken up with me. Oh man, life is not worth living.
Hey, Chico, you got more deets about Sarah?
Oh, yes. I was busy thinking about Mickey and his...
You were busy thinking about Rebecca De Mornay. Now just give us the vital details.
That too. Sara aired on the NBC television network from January 23rd to May 8th, 1985 for 13 of the best half hours of television in the 1980s.
Sure.
Right.
If I was a trouble girl, I'd want you on my side. I'd spend my last dime to make the call. You're the one who's always there, the one who always cares, the friend who never let you down, who never let you fall. Oh, you got what it takes in everything you do. You got what it takes. Look inside of you. Rolling with the punches, bending with the brakes. No, it isn't easy, girl. It's not easy. But you got what it takes. You got what it takes. You got what it takes.
And she's Sarah, Sarah. Storms are brewing in your eyes. Oh, Sarah, Sarah. No time is a good time for goodbye.
Obviously not the theme music. We are once again diving into the murky waters of NBC in the early to mid 80s. Sometime in the 1984 season, something needed to move or get canceled or whatever, because we have this show, which is an in-house production and is a mid-season replacement. You know what this show replaced? Previous entry, It's Your Move.
Oh, so no more Jason Bateman and David Garrison. We now have Gina Davis.
Well, we almost didn't have Gina Davis because Gary David Goldberg, who we all know and love from his work on Family Ties and the Mary Tyler Moore Show, he teamed up with one of his writers on Family Ties, Ruth Bennett, to create this show, and they almost went with another young up-and-coming actress, Kate McNeil.
Wait, I want to jump in with something. Greg, you mentioned David Garrison and you mentioned Jason Bateman.
Yes.
I bury the lead. There was also the Dregs of Humanity.
Oh, that's right. The greatest band to ever perform.
Like, ever.
Yeah, we miss you, Dregs of Humanity. You weren't there for long, but you lived on in our hearts.
The only thing I could draw up that would be of any real consequence was Monkey Shines, an Experiment in Fear from 1988.
Now, Chico, you know what I wish the theme song was? Shock the Monkey by Peter Gabriel.
Oh, Lord.
Shock the Monkey!
They were ready to roll with the pilot with Kate McNeil in the lead role. But then they saw one more actress, a 6-foot-tall former Victoria's Secret model who studied acting at Boston University while working as a waitress, a server, and, true story, a professional shop window dummy.
Wait a second. This person you mentioned was a Victoria's Secret model?
Yep.
I did not know that was even a thing back in the early 80s. I thought Victoria's Secret was a little bit later in the 80s.
The things you learn on this podcast. Informative and educational.
And occasionally funny, too. Don't forget that.
They saw Gina Davis and said, hold on, we're going to do the pilot over, but we want her in the role instead. And that's exactly what happened. Gina Davis was cast in the role of Sarah McKenna, a recent law school graduate who moved out west to pursue her dreams of defending those who could not defend themselves, and occasionally helping people out along the way. Judging by her accent, she moved from somewhere out east, New England probably, and spent 8 years at, I want to say, Berkeley Law, because she wore that sweater in an episode. We'll get to that. She wouldn't be working in this law practice herself. She would have a cast around her of fellow legal experts, ranging from the quirky to the tropey to the downright boring and comparatively normal. One of the lawyers, her best friend, lady by the name of Rosalind Dupre, played by Alfre Woodard, who we talked about on this podcast. She was in previous entry, Tucker's Witch.
Chico, she also won a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Drama Series when she portrayed a woman dying of leukemia in the pilot episode of L.A. Law.
Wait a second. I got a question. It's the pilot episode, right?
It is the pilot episode she won that, yes.
So you know how that means.
I really don't want to talk about it.
Oh my God!
It's definitely not a Pulaski episode.
Hey, you know what that also means? Let's open a box.
Woo!
So I received this in the mail today, and I've been touting this ever since I got the notification that it was delivered. Greg and Chico don't know what's in here. I know what's in here, and we're going to open the box. Is there a tape on this box? Maybe there's a little tape down here. Well, no, the thing is I cut it on one side, but I'm wondering if there's more tape on these sides. Dang it. This guy must have super glued this. Okay, let me try cutting that. All right, there we go. And we're going to open the box. And, there's a plastic bag in here. And, there's another. Oh, my gosh. Okay, this guy did a really good job packing this. So now it's in like a plastic bag. Chico and Greg can see the bag here. And I'm going to open it.
It's labeled.
It's I turned the label to face me so you guys didn't know what's in here. That's the element of surprise. So, dang it, now I got to cut more tape. This went from like a little like good, protection to now like a time waster. Well, I mean, it's good to have protection. Just ask Shannon Sharp about that. Okay, now there's another oh my gosh. This is like peeling the layers of an onion because now there's a smaller envelope. And the winner of the Oscar is La La Land. No. So just got to open the team bag and I will show you the purchase I made. Oh, he gave me 2 top loaders. That's nice. One has his business card on here. Thank you for ordering. That's cool. But the second one has, oh, it's another team bag. Dang it! How many fucking layers are there to this thing? Okay, here we go. It's open. 1, 2, 3.
Hey! From the original series, it looks like.
No, he's got it on one of these papers. It is Skybox. The original series, Diana Muldaur from 1999. And actually, I didn't even see this in the picture, but there's actually like an embossment on the card. So you know it's like authentic through Skybox. But yeah, I bought this last week and I'm like, okay, this better get here in time for this episode. Or actually, even if it didn't get here till next week, like episode 500, I think it would just like blown everybody's friggin' mind. But yes, this is the newest addition to the collection, a Diana Muldaur autograph. And I know Greg is running to eBay right now to see if he can get one.
How much did you pay for that?
Well, I don't care about money, so I didn't take a look. No, I think I want to say after shipping, it was like $45.
Oh, yeah.
It was the cheapest one available on eBay, I'll tell you that. Oh, and actually, I put a high bid on another card today of that. If I get it, next week could be really fun because I got a card that should be arriving probably Monday or Tuesday. And then if I win this other card, that should be coming like Thursday or Friday of next week. It could be an amazing 500th episode or thereabouts. Okay, so how much did I pay for this? $42 plus shipping and tax. So it was probably in the range of like $47, $48. It was under $50. And now back to the show with Chico.
Also working with Sara and Rosalind is the resident smarmy, sleazy, ambulance-chasing womanizer who will do anything to anyone in order to win a case, Marty Lang, played by Bill Maher.
Sounds like accurate casting.
This was before politically incorrect, before real time. Then we have a truly groundbreaking character in Dennis Kemper, played by Bronson Pinchot. Or as he's credited in the TV guide, Bronson Pinchot of Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, because that would have been the big movie from the previous year. And he was in that movie as Surge.
But he was 1 year removed from the role that would just do an absolute number on his career, Balky Bartokomous on Perfect Strangers.
Mike, you know this, right? You know who the original choice for Cousin Larry was on Perfect Strangers?
I've heard, but refresh my memory.
The original Cousin Larry in the original pilot for Perfect Strangers was Louis Anderson. So you know that means. Is it up there? Oh!
Oh, I thought you were going to say he gets replaced in the third season by Richard Karn and he triples the cousins.
Gonna triple the cousins.
You notice I said it was a groundbreaking role for Bronson Pinchot, and I'll tell you why. Dennis Kemper was one of the first, if not the first, main characters, or at least deuteragonists, who was an out and proud homosexual. And then we have, as the legal secretary, a sassy Southern belle bordering on a Southern ding-dong by the name of Helen Newcomb. Ronnie Claire Edwards was the lady's name. And the only thing of interest that I could find for her was 107 episodes of The Waltons. And then we have two more people who lived just one floor below Sara. Stuart Weber, a divorced teacher, educator, music tutor, and former musician, and his young son, Jesse. Stuart was played by Mark Hudson.
Hey guys, do you want to hear a story?
I always want to hear a story.
You know, this is like the only contributions I'm doing tonight. I'm doing the Diana Muldaur card, and I'm going to give a story about an Amazon package that ended up in my neighbor's possession because they dropped it off at the wrong house. And I went over there And I said, my package, I think, got dropped off here. Well, how do we know it's you? And it's like, I can tell you my name. I can show you my ID. But also I said, if you really want what's in this Amazon package, you can absolutely keep it. But I guarantee you will have zero interest in what's in that Amazon package. So, they gave it to me, not like, I would like steal somebody else's package, but the item that was in there that they could have held on to, and they probably would have forced it back upon me, was the Hudson Brothers Razzle Dazzle show on DVD. I vowed after that Money in the Bank to be like, okay, I'm only going to cover shows that are really, really good, or at least better than the Hudson Brothers Razzle Dazzle show. Oh, speaking of that, I would like to declare my Money in the Bank for March of 2025, my 50th birthday.
Okay, let's just get a ref here. Come on, ref. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike is cashing in his Money in the Bank.
I want to do something very special because, as I said, my 50th birthday is coming up in a little bit under 6 months, and I want to declare this as soon as possible in case one of the other guys puts this on the schedule. In March of 2025, for my 50th birthday, my Money in the Bank is going to be used on Sledgehammer. I knew you guys would approve. I had some other ideas, but maybe about a month or so ago, a friend of mine on Facebook who doesn't listen to the podcast, he posted, I think, like a 5 or 6 minute video of just some of the humor from Sledgehammer. And at that point, I'm like, okay, I got to cover Sledgehammer. This is a can't miss. There's no way this is going to be bad. It's going to be absolutely epic.
Now, for those people who might doubt Mike's choice, trust him. He knows what he's doing.
Ha, 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 ha. I like that, Greg. But no, seriously, after the Hudson Brothers Razzle Dazzle show, I really had to step up my game for the Money in the Banks. And what have we covered in my last couple of Money in the Banks? We covered Madam's Place, which I think we universally said was a pretty funny episode. We covered The Completely Mental Misadventures of Ed Grimley, which, it's on 5 a.m. on Sunday mornings on MeTV Tunes. Go watch that. But that one started out a little bit slow, but within the first couple episodes, I'm like, oh gosh, this is absolutely hilarious. So we're going to keep up that trend of actually having good Money in the Banks in March.
I have my Money in the Bank, but I'm going to wait to declare it.
Well, good for you.
By the way, I do have this pink briefcase that I will reveal in due course.
Wait, you have a pink briefcase? What do you think you are, a Tiffany Stratton?
No, it belongs to my sister.
Does she know that you have it?
She knows I have it.
Okay, that's not very creepy then.
We talked about Stuart Weber. Now we have to talk about his precocious 4-year-old kid, Jesse, played by Matthew Lawrence. And you know what that means, guys. We have an excuse to talk about Money Plane.
Oh, yeah, because remember when Matthew Lawrence played the Texan in Money Plane? And there was that game of Russian roulette. And he was like, I can't lose! And then he kills himself.
We did do a live show on this. Go listen to it. That was one of the better live shows I think we've done.
We also have a late season entry into the cast, playing the boss of the legal firm, Michael Cooper, Richard Venture. He was Lieutenant Commander Leo Altobelli on Street Hawk. Let's talk about some episodes, shall we? Episode 1. David returns. This is the pilot. When Sarah's ex waltzes back into the door, the reasons for the breakup gradually become clear. David Collier, Sarah's ex, is played by, speaking of Sledgehammer, David Rash. Episode 2, Sarah's Mom. When Sarah's mother, Claire, comes to town, she charms all of her friends, but tensions quickly rise between mother and daughter, and Claire decides to cut her trip short. Interesting note of who wrote the episode, and interesting note of who played Sarah's mama. The episode itself was written by Meryl Marco, who we talked about last week on Laugh-In. Playing the role of Claire McKenna, Sarah's surprisingly short mother, Kay Callan.
Now, is she surprisingly short because she really is short, or is she surprisingly short in comparison to Gina Davis?
¿Por qué no los dos?
Well, okay, I think the answer is I need to look up how tall Kay Callan is.
Okay.
This may be the first time in history someone's ever Googled that.
No, don't have to use Google. It's right on her IMDb page. 5'4". So she's not that short.
Shorter than me, and I'm tiny.
But no, 5'4", I think, is like close to average height for a woman. I think like 5'5" is average height. So she's just comparatively short to Gina Davis.
I remember Kate Callan, Martha Kent on Lois and Clark. Episode 3, Dueling Lawyers. When a couple that Sarah set up gets divorced, she and Marty find themselves squaring off against one another in the courtroom.
Hey, we do have a name on this episode, believe it or not. Playing the judge, a gentleman by the name of Richard Bull. No longer with us. He passed away in 2014. He was on 145 episodes of Little House on the Prairie as Nels Olson, Nellie Olson's dad. That precocious little brat, Nellie Olson, played by Allison Arngrim. I'm sure you remember her.
The couple itself, Fred and Nancy Smithers, played by Jeff Allen from Star Trek, and Murphy Cross, who is a graduate of the North Carolina School of the Arts. Episode 4, Helen Steps Out. In an effort to get Helen a date, her coworkers escort her to a wine symposium.
Now, hold on a second. The title is Helen Steps Out.
Yes.
Was the guest star in that episode Joe Jackson?
Are you going to sing that song for us too, Greg?
No. All right, fine. Stepping out through the night, through the night.
Playing Helen's eventual paramour, Henry Cabb, is a man by the name of Raleigh Bond, known for roles in The Postman Always Rings Twice, Pennies from Heaven, and Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Episode 5, You Can't Win 'Em All. Dennis has a meltdown after losing a case, so it's up to Sarah to get him back in the courtroom.
You know, it's interesting. We've got a different character playing a judge. We had Richard Bull playing that judge previously, but this time we've got Ivan Bonar playing the judge, and we've talked about him. He was on episodes of Finder of Lost Loves, Jennifer Slept Here, Sanford, and the Colbys. Okay, not making a case for the Hall of Fame because he's sort of, low on the radar, but that's 5. Just saying.
Episode 6, A Date with Keith. Sarah agrees to a date with a pathetic courtroom sketch artist, but then he can't take the hint that it was a one-time thing. Keith, the sketch artist, played by Stephen Johnson, he played the father on Down to Earth, Richard Preston.
And Greg, he's probably going to pop up on MeTV sometime in the next couple of months because he guested on a 1977 episode of Barnaby Jones.
Hey, wait a second. Now cue it up, Chico. Who produced Barnaby Jones?
A Quinn Martin production.
And I'm sorry, taking a look at the cast listing for that episode, which was Deadly Homecoming, aired the week of Christmas in 1977. There's, A. Martinez is on it, but beyond A. Martinez, this is definitely a one canon episode of Barnaby Jones. Oh, by the way, that's how we rate Quinn Martin Productions around here now, on a 1 to 5 canon basis. So that's a 1 canon episode, maybe 2 because of A. Martinez.
Episode 7, Rock and Roll Father. Stewart is initially excited when his band reunites, but he begins to have doubts when he realizes the effect that the rock and roll lifestyle could have on his young son. We have 4 skilled musicians playing his bandmates. Bobby Caldwell played Bobby, Randy James Foote plays Foot, Bruce Gary plays Bruce, and Steve Dudas plays Steve. This is the same Bobby Caldwell, known for his magnum opus, What You Won't Do for Love.
Boy, I guess we could ask that question to Shannon Sharp.
That's twice this episode, Mike.
Now, hold on a second. Chico wasn't here for the segment we did before the show. Now, Chico, WWE superstar R-Truth was watching that video with Shannon Sharp, and he did some live commentary in the chat during it. So, Chico, I want you to read the live commentary.
This is from R-Truth's Insta story at Ron Killings 1. Unk grunting like an ogre. He giving her that hawk to her. Are they... Excuse my French. Yo, Unk, that's not PG. Hang up the phone, big Unk. Oh, she said please. Oh, damn, this gonna go viral. They both had a I'm dead. I am deceased. R.I.P. me.
Oh, that's Chico's commentary. That wasn't actually in the transcript.
In this episode, we get like a solid 5 to 10 minutes of Mark Hudson being Mark Hudson. Episode 8. 27 Candles. Feelings get hurt when Rosalind throws Sara a surprise birthday party. We have a big name in this episode. Sara gets hooked up with a random party goer by the name of Drake, playing the role of Drake.
No, hold on a second. Kendrick Lamar does not show up in this episode, I bet, right?
Jeez! We're just throwing out all the hits tonight. Oh my gosh.
Did we mention that Kendrick Lamar, much to Drake's dismay, is playing the Super Bowl in February?
Oh, I can't wait for everyone to sing along to Not Like Us at the Louisiana Superdome.
The role of Drake, played by Phil Hartman.
This would have been like Groundlings era Phil Hartman.
Yeah, it would be about that time. He did do the announcing on the Pop and Rocker game about a year earlier. But also, and we talked about him in the past, I believe, because he did that Atari 2600 commercial back in the day.
Yeah, for ice hockey.
At this surprise party, apparently there was a stripper involved because we have a credit for a male stripper played by Daniel Reardon. He played Turbo Man in the holiday classic Jingle All the Way.
Hey, also starring Phil Hartman. And you know what? He loves Arnold's wife's cookies in that movie.
Oh, these cookies! I gotta get the recipe from Les. Put that cookie down now!
Episode 9. Sara's short story. Sara becomes self-conscious when she begins dating a man who's significantly shorter.
Well, that would be like every man compared to her. She could be a starting center in the WNBA if she tried.
Well, hold on a second. In this episode, now this would be amazing. Would she be dating Billy Barty?
No, she's dating Billy Barty with Joe Gieb on his shoulders.
And wearing a trench coat.
No, I bet you I know who plays the shorter person in this episode. Because I think he's pretty short. Jonathan Prince, who's 5'6", so that would be a little bit less than the average height of a male. So yeah, he'd be shorter, but also, again, he's a good 6 inches shorter than Gina Davis. But where we know Jonathan Prince, he hosted Quiz Kids Challenge back in 1990. But in addition, he was on, and I don't think we're going to cover this because this ran too long. He was on Throb. And also, believe it or not, we actually talked about Jonathan Prince previously because He was on an episode of Open All Night.
Open all night?
Open all night, open all night, open all night, open all night, open all night.
Also a Meryl Marco joint.
Very true. Good call.
Episode 10. And this is where we finally meet Mr. Cooper. Mr. Cooper arrives to shut down the office, but he has a change of heart and decides to stay on as the new boss. This is the first episode featuring Richard Venture as Michael Cooper. The boss, all I can say is, God bless him, he tried. But Stewart was actually bringing some of his kids from his class into the law firm for a career day field trip. One of the kids, a guy named Rocco, played by Danny Nucci, known more for his work on Titanic and less for his work as Detective Rick Romero on 8 episodes of 911.
This guy would have been a kid in 1985?
Oh, yeah.
He was born in 68. So he would have been 16. Because remember, this aired January through, March or May of 85? Well, when you said little kid, I thought you meant like kindergartner, first grade, second grade, not like 10th grade.
Stewart's classes are 7th graders, actually.
Okay, but we're still like way off because 7th graders are like 11 years old and this kid is 15. Well, he may have been held back a year or two. I totally get that. Or 3 or 4.
He may be shorter than Jonathan Prince.
Oh, now we're going to bring height into this. Okay. As an adult, he's 5'10". Why is everything in this episode about height all of a sudden? We've got to compare everybody to Gina Davis, and we're now comparing to Jonathan Prince. And I hope somebody like either really tall or really short does show up. I hope like Billy Barty and Joe Geeb show up, or I really hope like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar makes a cameo, because why the hell not? Let's just like make the height factor something like totally outrageous at this point.
Now, hold on a second. I am disappointed because the boss's name is Michael Cooper. Now you mentioned Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, jeez!
That the actual Michael Cooper from the Los Angeles Lakers didn't show up.
Me and my big mouth.
Episode 11. Girls just want to have fun. Sarah's sex-crazed 16-year-old cousin comes to town and sets her sights on getting Marty into bed.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
The person playing Emily, this promiscuous teenager, is Jill Shalin. Nothing really big on her resume, but I'm not joking. If you look at her pictures on IMDb, am I crazy, or does she look a lot like Danica McKellar?
She does look a lot like Danica McKellar.
Totally getting Winnie vibes off of her.
Oh, she too was in DC Cab. Episode 12. A night at the ballet. Roz becomes smitten with a guy she encounters at the theater, but after Marty prematurely drags her back to work, she goes to great lengths to try to learn the man's identity. The man that Roz was looking for, Conroy Gideon, who played a civilian agent in Star Trek III: The Search for Spock, and the new mayor in the feel-good film of 1994, Blank Man.
Oh, Blank Man. I love Blank Man. That's a classic.
And then there's Mel, played by Fred Applegate, known for his roles in The Producers and Stargate SG-1. And the final episode, Brief Encounter. Mr. Cooper begins reassigning cases and forces the staff to attend group therapy, which opens a rift between Sarah and Rosalind. Also, Stewart shamelessly flirts with a cooking teacher. The therapist, a Dr. Blake Michelson, played by Bob Delagal, best known for something we've talked about on this podcast, The Gregory Hines Show. He directed it. Playing the role of the cooking teacher, Bobby Babcock, Mindy Seeger, who is the sister of one of this show's writers, a lady by the name of Susan Seeger. So there you go. That's the show. And here's the thing. The chemistry amongst the castmates worked. Everybody was playing off of everybody else. The writing was actually pretty decent. You could see flashes of brilliance with the entire cast. Although completely random and playing to tropes, I mean, we have Marty, the machismo womanizer, playing against Dennis, the gay guy. Mark Hudson and Matthew Lawrence, they just interplayed with each other as the father and son. And Gina Davis and Alfre Woodard, they go without saying, obviously. The show could have made it. I mean, there were some characters who were over the top, but there were also some characters who were comparatively normal. Everybody played to everybody's strengths. Unfortunately, when NBC released its 1985-86 season, Sara was nowhere to be found. Now we have to ask the question, and you probably already know the answer, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. What happened? I could only answer that question in one word. Dynasty.
Oh, yep. That's the reason.
And I'm looking at the schedule and thinking to myself, where else could NBC have put this show?
It's funny you mentioned that because I'm doing research and it actually says that St. Elsewhere, which followed Sara at 10 p.m., actually got a boost in ratings from Sara as the lead-in.
And out of the 104 shows that aired during the season, Sara actually did rather decently. It was 48th. Perhaps it got sort of kind of lost in the shuffle when we're talking about going up against Dynasty. I mean, if it could happen to It's Your Move, then it could happen to pretty much anything, right? Now that I'm looking at the schedule, I'm thinking to myself, the highest rated show on NBC that night on Wednesdays, Highway to Heaven. You put Sara after Highway to Heaven, that's an easy in. Because the show that was on after Highway to Heaven was The Facts of Life. And that still had, what, a good 2 or 3 more seasons?
It ran to 88, so 3 more seasons.
3 more seasons of Victor French wearing that sweet-ass Oakland A's hat.
No, I'm talking about Facts of Life had 3 more seasons.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But since you mentioned it, I think Highway to Heaven lasted 4 more seasons because it ended in 89, and shortly after the last show aired, that's actually when Victor French passed away. Taking a look at the ratings, I'm looking at the last episode. So this is from early May of 85. I don't have how many shows it went up against for the week, but it ranks tied for 16th with Kate and Allie. Admittedly, as you said, the season numbers were in the mid-40s, but still, it ended on a high note. 16th out of however many shows there were that week.
It's amazing how something as built for success as that show ultimately got canceled. I mean, they had to have had something in the wings that would have been absolutely incredible. Mike, can you tell me what was put on Wednesdays at 9:30 the next season?
For the 1985-86 season, it started off with Helltown in the 9 to 10 p.m. hour, and that did not get out of 1985. That's the series with Robert Blake that you might remember. And then that was replaced with Black's Magic, and that only lasted till May of 86, and that had Hal Linden and Harry Morgan. By the summer, they were showing reruns of Gimme a Break at 9, and then a show called You Again at 9:30 with Jack Klugman.
And John Stamos. If you're up against Dynasty, you have to adjust your expectations accordingly. And NBC just could not. Would you believe that this show had a bit of a second life?
What?
Fast forward forward a couple of years to 1988, there was a little movie that came out starring Michael Keaton and Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis called Beetlejuice.
Oh, so wait. There's somebody in this movie named Beetlejuice? No, wait. You're talking about Beetlejuice, right?
Mike, cut his microphone!
I didn't hear you, Greg. Can you say that again?
Oh, it's
Did somebody say my name?
Whammy, why are you dressed up like you're dead?
My ex-wife took me to the cleaners. I'm dead inside.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Stop staring at me, Whammy.
Okay, get this in then.
Oh, put that away.
Greg hasn't seen a butt this big since Jake Butt.
Whammy, I didn't know you were such a big fan like us of Jake Butt.
I get Big Ten Network. I like watching those football games.
Hot on the heels of success with Beetlejuice, NBC decided that summer to rerun this show. And it was paired up with The Bronx Zoo and The Days and Nights of Molly Dodd. I don't know what either of those are.
Bronx Zoo was a high school drama with Ed Asner playing a principal. And you don't know what The Days and Nights of Molly Dodd is?
All I remember is Blair Brown was in it. That's all I remember.
It was like a dramedy.
That's a good way of phrasing it. But it did run 2 seasons, actually only lasting a year. I thought it ran for like 2 years or so, May of 87 to June of 88. But then it got a second life on Lifetime, running for another 2 years. Created by Jay Tarsis. We talked about him plenty. Buffalo Bill and The Duck Factory and Open All Night. Hey, another Open All Night mention.
Aside from the 1988 run, it never ran reruns anywhere. It wasn't released officially on home video. However, an enterprising sort, the Retro Comedy channel on YouTube, has released the entire run on his channel. Don't worry about the cast. I mean, Alfre Woodard, she already won an Emmy. She was already nominated for an Oscar. She would go on to another Emmy, obviously. Bronson Pinchot, he would find success on Perfect Strangers. Bill Maher would be straight Bill Maring. And Gina Davis, they indeed had what it takes to give us, at least for 13 episodes, this thing on TV. You can check out all of our other episodes over at our website at itwasathingontv.com. We have 496 previous episodes, bonuses, minisodes, live shows, extended versions. We had an It Was a Thing before the show we recorded. That's up right now. Also, we are on all social media at It Was a Thing on TV, except for the You Know Where site. If you're looking for us at Facebook, we are at It Was a Thing on TV podcast. If you're looking for us on Mastodon, we are at It Was a Thing on TV at tvwatch.party. And please don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever fine podcasts can be streamed. Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeart, Audible, indie streamers, wherever you can find us, we are there. And that includes YouTube, where you can like and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all future episodes, including what we have planned for the next one. 35 years ago, we got a glimpse of life in Los Angeles 20 minutes into the future, so to speak. It was a cult classic movie. It became one of the early successes for Fox at a time where they desperately needed an early success, but something happened. And it didn't just affect this show, it affected almost all drama on the Fox schedule. Would you believe that that was not the end of that story? We will tell that story next time, right here on It Was a Thing on TV. Thank you ever so much for listening. Please be kind to one another, and we will see you for the next one.
Wow! And I wonder what Mike's going to put at the end.
Sara.
Storms are brewing in your
eyes.
eyes. Sara. She's a strong, independent woman who don't need no crap from no man. Oh, that reminds me. Remember I told you I had a pink briefcase?
Yeah, you stole it from Kiesel. Yeah.
She has her birthday pic in it.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey, this is the ending. Okay, keep going.
She is picking another NBC series about a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. Harper Valley PTA.
What?
With Barbara Eden and Fannie Flagg.
When did Kiesel become part of the show? What is this? The Alexanders get 2 Money in the Bank picks? I'm sorry. I want to call unfair because maybe I should get like Banoodles in here so she can make a pick. And Greg, you can go ask your brother. Maybe he can make a pick.
Listen, Chico. If the Bella twins ever won Money in the Bank, I can guarantee you they wouldn't have the other twin cash in the Money in the Bank.
Well, Kiesel is not his twin, but I get it.
I love my sister. What can I say?
So I'm guessing we're covering Harper Valley PTA whenever her birthday is. Oh, look at this. Banoodles' birthday. We're recording episode 507 that doesn't have anything. Hey, Banoodles, is there a show you want to put up here?
Elf Tales! No, that's terrible. Shut up, Chico.
After the past week, that's horrible. But, yeah, anyhow, Banoodles, is there a TV show you want to cover on your birthday? Really? Elf Tales? You really want to do that, Banoodles? No.
No.